Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna J. White, and you are on Wounded to Wonderful, Keeping It Real on Purpose. Now, I know you remember that I've told you way back a few weeks ago that we are rebranding, and I have new look and a new co-host. So I'm so excited to welcome you to this part of the our radio station and what we're doing. But I just want to just give you a little bit about what we are doing right now. These are real conversations that point to your power and empower you. Topics about mindfulness, health, healing, conscious living, and personal transformation, emotional intelligence, spirituality, life purpose, and wellness. Every aspect of life, career, and business. So, my goal and my co host goal is to inspire you to get in action and listen and live your life. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my co host this week, this month, actually. We're going to be doing this for a month. So, I'd like to introduce my co host, which I'm so excited to work with. And she's on the other side of the world. So excited. Yes, we are international. Yes. Dr. Neelam Parwani. Welcome.
Hello, and so nice to be here with you, Edna, once again. I'm really delighted to start this new venture with you where we will be doing this 4 weeks full of positivity, good health, abundance, and happiness.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Neelam Parwani, and right now I'm all the way in Gurgaon, India. And we have connected like at two different parts of the world, as you already mentioned. I'm a holistic healer, a Reiki grandmaster, Sejok therapist, and a life coach. And I have a holistic healing center in Gurgaon, India. And I'm really, really happy to be here today on this platform.
Wonderful. And just so I don't forget, how do we find you? How do they find you on the World Wide Web?
Okay, so I have a Facebook page by the name of naturesgrace.reiki. You just need to type www.facebook.com/naturesgrace.reiki. I also have an Insta handle by the same name, naturesgrace.reiki. You can find me at both the places on Facebook as well as on Instagram.
Well, thank you very much. So let's get right into today's topic: positive approach at your workplace, but more so working from home. So I know that we both have experience in both places. And
Yes, indeed.
in the working from home phase now, which is kind of different, and that has a different approach to it all altogether. But I want to talk about let's stay positive during working in the workplace because I know that Forbes has presented, I think before the pandemic, 61% of the workers felt lonely. 61%, that's a lot, depending on how they felt lonely working in the workplace. And I know when I started my job, because I wasn't a conventional worker, I was
Mm.
own business. So it was different, but when I was working with another team as an employer, it was a different vibe for me. It was different for me. And I was used to being, yeah, I'm already hyper as it is. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I, people weren't ready for that, So it was like very different, a different atmosphere. So we want to, let's take the positive approach. Dr. Neelam, how can we do that? Tell us some pointers or share with us some experience
Sure.
that can happen.
So see, when we talk about corporate world comes with a lot of stresses. There are deadlines, there are projects to be met, and everything has to be done in a cumulative manner.
Yeah.
Right from the moment you enter your office till the time you come out of your office, you are busy with lots of transactions, talking, meetings, and all this. We have to figure out why we are there.
Yeah.
Money is a major motivating factor for all of us. That's why we all are working. But apart from money, there has to be something else which will motivate you to go to that workplace and do the best. We need to look for those motivating factors for ourselves. Until unless we don't have those factors in our life, within week, within a month, or within a couple of months, we'll get bored of that workplace. We will not find any excitement going back to the work. We might be going to work only because we want that money to run our show, but otherwise there is no contribution coming from our side. And eventually we will feel lonely, we will feel depressed, we will feel out of place. And some of us will might even leave that job and move to another place. But the same cycle will start after a couple of months in the other place also.
Right.
Whenever you decide to work for a company or whichever is your current work company where you are working, you need to first of all look for the factors why you are working in that company. Is that the job that you really like to do, or is it just out of the purpose of doing a job you are doing it?
Mm-hmm.
It is the purpose of doing a job you are doing it. There also you can look for lots of motivating factors for yourself. For some people, it is very, very good environment. For some people, it is like sitting in an air-conditioned office for 9 hours is a motivating factor. For some people, meeting colleagues and talking to them and knowing about the whole office gossip is a motivating factor. For some people, it is the good food and the transport and the commuting facility, which is a motivating factor.
Right.
At least choose three factors, minimum of three factors that gives you happiness when you are going forward. Now you have to look it for yourself. Which
Right.
is the thing that you are looking forward in that place? It could be anything. Trust me, it could be just working on that laptop and having an access to internet for 9 hours could also be your motivating factor.
Mm-hmm.
That motivating factor has to come from within you. That is
Right.
not something which the organization is going to give.
No.
Organization is just providing you a structure
Right.
because they want you to work, follow some processes, and deliver the results.
Right.
But in this whole process, you need to find your motivation factor. And those three motivating factors are the one which are going to drive you every day to go to work. So you have to start looking for them. Now,
Mm-hmm.
there's a process to look for them. Apart from the monetary, look for an emotional motivating factor. How does that play affects your emotions? Do
Right.
you have someone in that workplace with whom you connect very well, with whom you like to talk, with whom you like to have a tea break every day and talk about your life? So that is where your emotional factor is. You need to look for that one person. Only one person is required. You don't have to connect with 10 people. One person with whom you can connect at your workplace. That's going to generate a lot of positivity and you will look forward to go for your work.
Yeah.
First factor is your emotional factor. Second is your mental factor. Look for one thing in that 9 to 10 hours of your work which makes you think creatively, which gives you a drive where you can think out of the box. It could be a project you are working on, it could be a new assignment, it could be the deadlines, anything which makes your brain works, create something new.
Mm-hmm.
That motivating factor. That will be your mental motivating factor. Now, the third is your physical motivating factor because we need to have at least three things to make us go there and work positively in that environment. Now, the physical factor. What physical facility you have there in that work environment that motivates you? Is
Mm-hmm.
it the food provide? Is it the transport provide? Is it the recreational room that they have you like?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have indoor game zoom that you like over there where you can go and do a 15-20 minutes of physical activity? Or is it a stroll that you have after your lunch break on the terrace where you are close to the nature? You can see the sunrise, you can see the sunset.
Right.
What is one physical factor which is related to your physical health that motivates you in that place? Once you have these three factors in place, your whole approach to go to that workplace will change completely. You will happily go to that place every day, give your best, enjoy your best, and come back.
Right. Very good. Yeah, I like the fact that you said you had three motivating factors outside of making money. Making.
Yes, outside of making money, because
Yeah.
money will always be there, the motivating
Yes,
factor.
and it can't be. I as a life coach myself and coaching um thousands of people, one of their motivating factors to do some things is money. And I'm saying, but do you love it? What is it that you love about it? And a lot of times I haven't even tried the product. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't work that way. You haven't even felt the product. You haven't, you don't know anything about it, don't know what's in it. You know, that's a great thing to kind of like, knowing that you're purposeful in what you're doing. So I like that. I like that what you said about it and teaching us about, finding those three things outside of money. And I also like the fact that you said outside of the box.
Yes,
You
it
know,
has to be because that's where your creativity will be there. That's
yes,
where you will look forward to do something new. Otherwise, everything will become monotonous very soon for you. And it
absolutely.
will happen in every organization. Changing organizations is not going to change your
No,
approach. It is looking at the things that's going to change your approach. Finding those motivating factors will change your approach towards your
right.
workplace.
Yeah. And being creative, I think working in the workplace, sometimes we lose the creativity in us.
Yes, because we get so
So
engrossed
monotonous. Yeah.
only with the processes that we are following.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dr. Neelam. I really like that. I really like that layer there. That on the that. So now that we're in the pandemic and we've passed it, I'm sorry, we passed it.
Mhm.
Where we have went through the whole year, some of us kind of getting laid off and they're being diverted to work from home, schooling at home, everything at home. How do we stay positive working from home now? How do we see that? How do we bring that into play now?
Yeah, this is a little challenging situation because we have always seen work in the format of getting dressed, going to office, spending that 9 hours in office, and then coming back home.
Yes.
Now everything is completely changed. The drive to get dressed, the drive to rush to work, the drive to meet those deadlines, the drive to
Mhm.
meet those people, everything is being gone. We are again in the same environment before work, after work, and during the work also. So
Mhm.
24 by 7, we are looking at the same walls.
Yeah.
Now, the challenge comes. Here, the challenge is that although this is where you have to work and the things have changed, now look for the motivating factors inside your house.
Yeah.
The first and the foremost thing that you need to look for is during your breaks, when you have your work breaks. Even when you are working from home, you will have your tea break, you will have your lunch break, you will have your afternoon tea break. You need to come out of that room. You should not be sitting in that room where you are working.
Right.
You need to get from that place and come back to your family mode.
Right.
It has a blessing that within that 9 hours you can able to connect with your kids 3 to 4 times during the day.
Hmm.
So in the morning when you have a small break, you're coming out and you can have a breakfast with your child, which you might have never done when you were going to the office.
Hmm.
During the you can have a family meal together, which you will never do when you're going to the office.
Right.
In the evening, again, you can have a quick 15-20 minutes chit chat with your spouse while sipping a cup of tea.
Right.
But that can only happen when you take an effort to come out of that room and spend those 15-20 minutes in a different mode altogether. That time you have to switch your mode completely, like you switch off that one button and start the other button. From the
Right.
professional, now you'll come back to your personal life. Now, again, from the personal life, you will go back to the professional life. If you can take those blessings and enjoy those moments every day, it is very fun, full of fun working from home. You know, you're working from home and at the same time
Absolutely.
you're getting favorite food. You
Yeah.
don't have to rely on company food. You're
Right.
working from home and even at the same time you can enjoy some small game for 10-15 minutes with your child. You
Right.
can work from home and you're coming out and talking to them about some very personal matter where they need your advice and they don't really have to wait for 9 hours, but because you can do that in your break itself with your family.
Absolutely.
These are the advantages you have working from home. Plus, you are there all the time, so that kind of safety and assurance your family gets. Secondly, if you are at home, you are healthy and you are safe. That was the whole concept of working from home, that everybody should remain safe and healthy. Thirdly, when you're eating homemade food, obviously you're having a lot of benefits when it comes to your health. So if you start looking at those positive points when you're working from home, your whole approach towards work from home will also change, because now your motivating factor, the biggest motivating factor which anybody has after money, is family. And here you are having both the motivating factors together in your hand every day, and you can enjoy both the lives.
Okay. So I hear you talking about those with families, and I know for myself, because I don't have a family, I just like
Okay.
purchased a pup, and
Hmm.
he's born in July, so he's still a baby yet. And
Hmm.
so I'm my children have grown up and they're moved out of the house. So when I started working from home, literally like 8 hours, a day, it became my lines were blurred in my home, my line,
I understand. Yeah, there must
So
be so many people who don't have anybody to communicate also in the house. So
yeah.
in that case, you need to change your motivating factor to your health.
Hmm.
This is the best time to focus on your health.
Right. So
Save time of your breaks and commuting by doing some kind of exercise for yourself, getting enrolled in some of the activities, online music class, online painting class, which you would have not done for years altogether,
right.
because you don't have time. Early morning, we are rushing for office, then late evenings, you are coming back from office. You're tired, you're exhausted physically also to
Yeah.
learn anything new or to do any other new activity. So this
Right.
is the time to bring that creativity out. Take care of all the hobbies that you would like to do,
Right.
sitting at online, and
Right.
finish. Let all your dreams come true. There are so many hobbies which all of us had when we were in schools, and over the time while earning money, making careers, we
Right.
had completely forgotten about it. How
Right.
about we cultivate that back in our life now when we have time to do that?
Exactly. But
And that way, we are also connected with other people because we are doing these online courses. So we are meeting new people online. We are
right.
interacting with new people who are learning the same kind of activity which we are doing. So
Right.
we have a human connect. Although we are sitting in the house all 8 to 10 hours, we are still connected with outside world, with new people, making new friends.
Right. So what I was going to say is I started creating boundaries, and what I want to talk about is the home, working from home.
Hmm.
So I had to create boundaries which were healthy for me, which meant that I had to say I'm going to keep on my schedule, the same schedule that I would have if I've driven to work, because I
Hmm.
don't like driving to work at all. But I had a schedule that I got up and I did my exercise, I did my yoga and my meditation. I didn't stray from that. But what was blurred to me, because I was in a smaller apartment, I had to make a space that was just for the office. And like you said, take myself out of that and start, and do, have tea separately from sitting at the desk.
True.
And have, watch television or, do something, walk outside. I had to separate that. So I had to create flexible and compassionate um, boundaries for myself so that all of this, everything wouldn't blend together. It started to blend together and it wasn't my home anymore. It had become the office and I didn't want that. So I had to create a drawer just for, the business files and put it away. When it was time for work was over, I put everything away and I didn't open the computer again. So creating healthy boundaries is a great suggestion for positive.
Yes. And now what we need to do at that time is have a lot of self-discipline when we are working from home.
Right.
That
Right.
is really important,
Yeah.
because if you can't have that self-discipline and if you can't follow the schedule and keep up your commitments of meetings, then
Mhm.
you are, yes. So
Absolutely.
what boundaries as well as self-discipline is very, very important when you're doing work from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Well, I do appreciate and I thank you for being on Keeping It Real on purpose, because that's what we're here to do. We want to be purposeful in everything that we do and what we plan and what we suggest, anything like that. So I appreciate you this week, Dr. Neelam, for being here. And we're going to just close this part of the session. I think it was great. I think that I'm looking forward to what we're going to create the next time around. Remember, audience, please like, subscribe so that you can hear on the audio, on Anchor, on I think it's on like 7 other platforms. But please subscribe so you can hear us and talk and even chat with us. You can actually send us
Sure.
chat,
Yeah,
through.
you can send us messages on our Facebook page, on our
Absolutely.
Instagram page, and we will respond back to it.
Absolutely. And we will comment. Thank you so much. This is Edna J. White and
And Dr. Neelam Parwani, all the way from India. And it was lovely connecting with you all.
signing out. Have a great one.
Bye bye. Take care.